What ideas or beliefs do you hold to be true that pretty much everyone else disagrees with? Things that you are sure are true,
Yeah.
but most people disagree.
I'll tell you one of the biggest ones that most people didn't like a couple of years ago. When I said that as a Black person, I'm not oppressed. And I mean, you could say that anywhere else in the world and it'll be like, yeah, of course, we understand. But people, maybe a small minority, but a very loud minority, especially at that time where everything was so overly politicized, really didn't like me saying that as a Black person here in the Western world, having have come from Zimbabwe, a country that is, the population is genuinely, truly oppressed. And I know what that looks like. I'm not oppressed. I'm not oppressed because of my race. I don't see my race as a burden. Yes, there are things that I've experienced, a lot of adversity that I've experienced. I know the reality of what it means to live under the systems that a lot of us do in and out of the Western world. I acknowledge all of that. And at the same time, I'm not oppressed. As a woman, I'm not oppressed. Yes, there are oppressive systems and things that absolutely have to be questioned and looked at. And there are many things that I advocate for where people are truly oppressed. FGM is an example. I'm a huge advocate for working with survivors of FGM, female genital mutilation. So I work with a lot of grassroots activists. I do a lot of work around that. So I understand what oppression looks like, sex-based oppression. But for me as a woman, I, as an individual, am not oppressed. And I think a lot of people didn't like me saying that for some reason, because I think some people saw it as me undermining Black people or undermining women, which is very odd, you know, to even think about. So I think that's something that is, to me, completely non-controversial, that was seen as a controversial statement to make, maybe because of the climate at the time. But that's one of the things that I can think of.
That's a decision you're making. It's a decision you're making not to feel, not to pick up that label and stick it on your chest and go, yes, I'm an oppressed person.
Yeah.
Why are you making that decision?
I know why. I wasn't raised to see myself as a victim. I just wasn't, culturally or in my family home or with everything that my family and I, or I as an individual, have been through. I have never for 1 second, apart from the moments where I needed to misplace my own anger and outrage and blame onto other people around me, I never saw myself as a victim to the world. So I think for me, it's not even a conscious decision that I have to be like, okay, it just is. I don't see myself in that way. I don't walk through the world thinking that my skin color is a burden. I know that there are things that I might experience because of it. I'm very aware of that. I don't ignore that. But I don't see that as the only truth or the only side of the coin. So it's always been quite easy for me to say that. And a few years ago, I never would have had to declare anything like that at all. But I think something happened, especially in the past 2 years, where to even sort of see yourself as a powerful individual means that you're taking away from other people.
Yeah.
Which is not true at all. I've just never seen myself as a victim, ever. And I won't do it.
Why not?
There's a real cost to that. Just like we were talking about before, there's a mental, emotional, spiritual cost to that. And I just won't fucking do it. And I think it's a lie. It's a lie to make myself believe that I'm a victim and that I'm oppressed and I'm a powerless individual. I'm not. Are you?